Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Adam back here, and today I have a very special review. So as you can see, there are 4 droids in front of me, and each of these are from various points in the Star Wars universe. But mainly, these are droids that LEGO has never made, or will never make probably, except for Todo. I think he is coming, but we'll have to see about that. But anyways, so these figures were all resin printed, and specifically I left the super tactical droid, if I can speak, unpainted, just to sort of represent that, because these other figures are already painted, as you can tell, and I got them that way from OMV Figures on Instagram. So all these figures are from him, so if you want to go check him out, you can. He sells these figures as well. Anyways, so they're all resin printed, and there's 4 of them, which, going from left to right, includes the AZI series surgical assistant droid, which we see in the Clone Wars and in Bad Batch as well. And then we have Todo 360, which is the techno service droid, the LEP servant droids, or the bunny droids, which are my personal favorite, honestly. And then the super tactical droid, which was first seen in the Onderon arc and pretty much throughout the rest of the Clone Wars. So yeah, I bought the 3 on the left over here. I bought those painted. I really am probably going to end up repainting this figure, but I just thought that these were so cool that they actually warranted their own review. And I know how much people really like AZI and Todo, and it's a really cool thing to see these figures sort of made with the LEGO compatible or LEGO compatible printing. So yeah, I'll just go one by one, and we'll check out some of the various features and just general design of each of these figures. So yeah, without further ado, let's start with AZI. Alright, so here is the AZI droid. So this figure, as I said before, with the rest of them, are all resin printed, which means that they're not actually made out of plastic. But resin is sort of, it's like a little bit more of a difficult plastic to work with, especially with droid joints, because a lot of the wear and tear can happen with when parts are rubbing up against each other. But I think this worked pretty well, at least when I was assembling the droids. No paint seemed to come off or anything, which was really good, just kind of a testament to the sealant. But as you can see, he's painted with the flat silver and the yellow eyes, and the eye pupil is black as well. And pretty much the design is just spot on. You can see the detail on the head up there and on the back of the head, and even the neck itself has some really good movement. I don't think you can move the head itself, which would be cool, but is a recognized constraint of designing something like this. But other than that, something cool that I thought is just that the bottom attaches so well to a stud. As you can see, there is a hole right there, and you can just put that right there, and it makes it look like he's floating. So that's really good for mocks or anything, or any sort of like, you know, display, I guess. And then the droid arms themselves are custom made. They're really cool because they look like they're bent, which is not necessarily a good thing, but in this design, his arms do look like that, so it's a really good design as well. And yeah, he's got the little end, these little things on the end of his torso that are also really cool, sort of acting like his legs. But yeah, that is AZI pretty much. So let's move on to Todo. Alright, so here is Todo. He is very, very tiny. I had to zoom in extra far on my camera, so sorry if some of the resolution is sacrificed. But anyways, this figure is like pretty much just like AZI, except scaled down. The arms show the same sort of bent motion, but I really, really like that the fingers, like on such a small scale, like here's my finger for, or the tip of my index finger for scale. Like, that is ridiculous that the resin print is so detailed at such a small scale, and it's so accurate too. The 3 little fingers on the end are just perfect, and the body itself is just basically like half of a sphere, and then the legs show the same sort of joint design that AZ had. and it's really cool. And the feet themselves also fit really well around studs, as you can see, which was not necessarily a thing that all of them shared. One of them has an issue, which I'll get to. But yeah, the head is perfect. The back is also perfect. That is where he strapped that bomb in the One Jedi Temple episode. Or Cad Bane did. And it really would be a great figure. Like, I really wish I had a Cad Bane, and it's making me want to make one because it would be such a perfect thing just to put right next to Cad Bane. Because yeah, the design is that good. So it's a really cool figure, and I would definitely recommend getting Todo. And you can see certain other details as well on the head, include the black detailing that goes all the way down, sort of like in a segmented stripe pattern, and then the yellow eyes as well. So yeah, next we'll move on to the bunny droid. All right, so here is the bunny droid. This is, again, resin printed, and this is honestly one of my more favorite droid designs, just in general in the show. These droids were always getting up to something, and it was really nice to see this in resin printed form. It has a special paint job, which honestly I'm probably going to go over. It came with this paint job. There was no unpainted one, which is something I wish you would add. But yeah, other than that, the arms are sort of, again, they resemble AZI and Todo's, just in the joint section design, like right here. But these are a bit more enlarged. And then the design itself is pretty much spot on. The head is perfect. You can't move it, but you can move the arms, and I believe you cannot move the legs, as you can see by this little connector right here. And yeah, you can see right there some of the bottom of the feet, and then the orange design on the back and the head. And the eyes are also perfect. I really liked that design. But the only problem I really feel is with this design is that the connectors onto the studs are a bit tight. Like, you can see it's not all the way down. Like, I'm a little afraid I'm going to break it because it's such a tight fit. But other than that, I think the design is really well done, and you can see all the little indents on his torso and on the back as well. So yeah, definitely a really cool figure. I am going to personally be customizing this one over the current paint job, just to resemble one of these versions of the droid a little bit more closely. So yeah, let's move on to the final figure, which is the Super Tactical Droid. All right, so here is the Super Tactical Droid, which honestly is pretty well sized, which is something that I was thinking about, because the proportions, like compared to Todo, the proportions are almost like entirely correct. Just in terms of, these droids are actually kind of big, and it's really cool to see that proportion, like the size was sort of like correct in all of these figures. So yeah, that was just something cool to see. But as you can see, starting off with the head, something a little funky happened with both these heads, which does happen with resin prints sometimes. But you can see that this is not like a full square. There's a section missing on this, which happens when you're trying to print, and it kind of screws up. And it often happens with like flat surfaces where the edges get sort of messed up and are not so sharp. But yeah, it relies on this square peg to essentially get just like placed in there. So it's a little unfortunate, because now his head is like super loose. Like if I shake this, you can see like that happens, and in addition to it falling over. But yeah, it's just something that's sort of unfortunate. You can see it kind of wobbling around. But yeah, as that drop also sort of demonstrated, they are durable. These are very durable pieces, which is also good. But yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but it can be fixed. I didn't glue it yet like I was going to, which is the fix that you could do. But I am going to glue it once I actually start painting it, because you need to paint the part that you're going to glue, presumably, just to better have a, like it's hard to paint it when it's sitting in this position, because you might get paint on the rest of the pieces. So I'm going to wait to do that. But other than that, the torso design is really on, like, it's really, really good. And the sides too have so much detail, and the back as well. It's just, everything is really, really good about this figure, in terms of the design. And the arms too are specially made, which is cool. And so are the legs, and they match that aesthetic with the hole, the hollow hole in the sides of the joints. And again, these legs cannot move. It would be cool to see if there was a way to make these move. Hopefully down the road he can do that. But yeah, just really cool figures by OMV Figures. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this review of all 4 of them. I know I am certainly going to enjoy putting these figures next to some of the figures in my Clone Wars project, which I'm currently working on. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And this is goodbye, and have a nice day.